introduction.
Hi, my name is Nur Amira Aida binti Kamarudin. My matrix number is BAFL2106835. In this video, I will explain to you about Alicyclobacillus Acidosterrestris in high acid food products. Before I go for more details about Alicyclobacillus Acidosterrestris or AAT, let me briefly summarize what is the correlation between food and microorganisms. As we all already know, food spoilage is caused by microbial growth in the food product. The spoilage occurs in food as microorganisms digest the food to support their growth, and in the process, they generate byproducts of their metabolism such as bad odors, acids, or toxins that make food unsuitable for human consumption. For your information, about 1/3 of the world's food was lost or wasted every year, and food spoilage is the major cause of the food loss.
Alicyclobacillus Acidosterrestris characteristic.
Alicyclobacillus Acidosterrestris is a species of gram-positive root shape. The bacteria are acidophilic, which means they are able to grow in acidic condition. AAT is a thermophilic, motile, spoilage bacterium that withstands the pasteurization temperatures typically employed in the juice industry. AAT cannot grow in the chill temperature. The optimal temperature for AAT growth is between 35 to 60 degrees Celsius.
Implicated food.
As I have mentioned my title before, which is Alicyclobacillus Acidosterrestris in high acid food product, but we're not going to talk about food generally. I have chosen fruit juice and soft drinks to be specific. So the composition of the fruit juice and soft drinks already have relation to spoilage, which is high acidity, high sugar content, and lack of oxygen. Since this microbe does not produce any gas, the spoilage is detected only by the consumer at the end of the food chain, resulting the consumer complaints, product withdrawal, and subsequent economic loss. Spoilage aromas and taste are related to the production of bromophenol and guaiacol. The canning industry assumes that bacterial spores won't germinate at pH levels below 4.6 and that acid-tolerant organisms are particularly heat resistant. A low-heat pasteurization method is appropriate in this situation. However, because Alicyclobacillus has emerged as a spoiling bacteria, some researchers recommend choosing AAT as a reference organism when designing pasteurization process for high acid foods. Therefore, high pressure processing, or as known as pascalization, has been shown to be effective at inactivating AAT spores in fruit juice industry.
Case study.
In the recent years, there was a study conducted regarding the effect of niacin upon the growth and heat resistance of Alicyclobacillus Acidosterrestris. Niacin is the most studied bacteriocin for fruit juices due to its antimicrobial activity against deuterative thermoacidophile bacteria AAT, as well as against beer and wine spoilage. Alicyclobacillus is a type of bacteria that can cause juice and beverage products to deteriorate, and niacin is a common food preservative. The study is first time demonstrated that niacin can reduce the heat resistance of Alicyclobacillus spores in kiwi fruit juice during pasteurization, as well as prevent spores germination and the survival of germinated vegetative cells. These findings could help the kiwi fruit juice market control Alicyclobacillus spores infiltration, and they could also help other juice and beverage industries to against Alicyclobacillus.
Health effects or symptoms.
Alicyclobacillus acidosterrestris can survive the pasteurization process, multiply in pasteurized juice, and produce coagul, which causes medicinal or antiseptic or flavors. Chemical preservatives have the potential to suppress outgrowth of surviving population during subsequent storage of fruit juice. Is it possible to consume fruit juice or apple juice, for example, that has gone bad? Is it true that fermenting apple juice will make you sick? Infectious bugs, bacteria, viruses, parasites can contaminate the juices at any time during the growing, harvesting, processing, manufacturing, storing, transporting, or the preparation process. When these dangerous bugs are transported from one surface to another surface, it is called cross-contamination. The juice is definitely dangerous to drink if it has passed the expiration date. If you drink expired or fuzzy apple juice, you may experience certain typical health issues. Stomach ache, diarrhea, nausea, and vomiting are all the possible side effects. To be safe from unforeseen sickness, avoid drink disease juice. Which can appear within hours of consuming the contaminated food. Stomach ache is an abdominal pain that radiates from chest to the pelvis. The discomfort may be subtle, acute, or intermittent. Food poisoning is usually minor and goes away without treatment. However, some people may require medical attention. The signs and symptoms may appear immediately after ingesting the infected food, and they may appear days or even weeks later. Food poisoning might last anywhere from a few hours to several days.
Ways to overcome.
The fruit juice industry is concerned about Alicyclobacillus acidosterrestris. It was formerly assumed that the presence of bacterial spores in low pH foods was negligible. However, recently, the spoilage of acidic juices by Alicyclobacillus has been recognized as a serious problem. AAT has been associated with commercially pasteurized fruit juice as well as other low pH shelf-stable products such as bottled teas and isotonic drinks. It was isolated from garden and forest soils and may enter the manufacturing process through unwashed and improperly washed fruits. If spores aren't killed during the manufacturing process, they can germinate, grow, and then ruin the product. So, in order to prevent the growth of microorganisms, it is vital to make sure that there is no damage to the structural integrity that will expose the sugary, acidic tissue of the fruits, especially during the manufacturing process. The supplier also need to recheck the quality of the fruits that being harvested, since the maturity of the fruit influence the effectiveness of the protective barrier. External damage such as bruising, cracks, and puncture must be avoided at all costs, since it can create sites for establishment and outgrowth of the spoiling microbe.
Conclusion.
Food quality can be described in a variety of ways, with the most essential features for processor and consumer considering flavors, odors, appearance, as well as long shelf life. Food spoilage caused by bacterial contamination can occur at any step during the production process, affecting any or all of these qualities and leaving the product unfit for human consumption. AAT in particular is a new food spoilage organism in the fruit juice industries. Because the latter spores can withstand the heat treatment that utilized in the industry, their removal from products can be used as a measure of the effectiveness of processing strategy for removing potential spoilage. Processors will be better able to design effective methods for controlling AAT in juices, teas, and isotonic drinks if they have a greater grasp of its characteristics, origins, and symptoms of spoilage in high acid beverage, as well as possible interventions. That's all from me. Thank you for watching.